Hi guys, and welcome to Basel in Switzerland, where it is already pretty cold, but today's not a bad day. We're visiting for a short while, and then we'll hit the road again. And I did say I wanted to make a few videos, so this is one of them. Welcome to it. Please subscribe. Anyway, so I figured, Switzerland being like the richest country, the most expensive country, all these things, or one of them, it's never quite sure which country is now the most expensive or the richest. Of course, I grew up here, and it always has been one of the, like high standard of living countries, with high salaries and high costs. And so I wanted to show you and talk to you about costs in Switzerland, especially groceries costs, because I've started doing this in every country, doing a supermarket tour to show you about prices and about things they sell. Oh, this is free. This you see a lot in Switzerland as well. People putting stuff outside for free. Also books and children toys, all kinds of things, It's quite a nice thing, actually. You sometimes find things that are incredibly new. But let's not talk about this. Let's go to the supermarket and make a little tour. Try to film it. I don't know how they would see it here. In some countries it's really difficult, like we've just been to Morocco and it was very difficult, and Tunisia was a little bit less difficult, and India's very less difficult. It always depends, right? Anyway, but here we're going to a Migros. I decided because there's two large supermarket chains, which is Coop and Migros. And they're regarded as the cheapest, but no, actually maybe not the cheapest. They're all similar. Rather expensive, but it really depends. I will show you. Some things are really cheap and some things are really expensive, I suppose. Migros does not sell alcohol, while Coop does. But yeah, we don't need alcohol right now, right? Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning. It's like 9 o'clock. And yeah, we'll let the other two kids with our parents-in-law, or her parents, and they're playing and eating, and we're going to make a little supermarket tour in the morning, Monday, because there are not so many people. Do this video on a Saturday, then I figured, it'll be super full. So I think Monday we'll have the supermarket to alter ourselves. Yeah, a few words. The thing is, like when you're in Europe, Switzerland, even in a supermarket, will be a lot more expensive than any other supermarket around. Like people here, they go to Germany, or they go to France, they go to Italy, they go to Austria. They'll just go, if they live near a border, they do a lot of shopping across that border in that particular country. Well, here you'd go mostly to Germany, which is a little bit cheaper than France. But yeah, lots of people, at least once a week, take their cars and cross the border and do some cheap shopping. They have just limited that because they want you to spend the money in Switzerland, right? They don't want you to buy cheaper groceries across the border. But this is how politics work, right? Migros is that one supermarket chain we will go to right now. Few words. They have the Swiss franc here, not the euro, because Switzerland does not belong to the European Union, luckily. I mean, we can move around within, you can get jobs, but it's not part of it, which is a good decision. I always supported that, and you see that now the euro has crashed, just like the dollar has, and the Swiss franc is stable as it has been always. Although, now it's more, you get for 1 franc, you get like, what is it now, like 88 cents US, or 89. It's going up since Trump has been elected. The dollar is getting stronger, and the euro is also I remember both currencies being a good 175 and then 150, and coming down and now Swiss franc is kind of like the strongest of those currency. In my head, I still think a dollar when I think in francs, but it's not true anymore. It's like 89, and the euro is like 34. So a franc is worth more. So if something will cost 10 Swiss francs, that will be 11 US dollars. So, but you can't, you know what I mean, right? Anyway, so this is where you get in. Well, they already are selling Christmas decorations and all kinds of things. See, there's already a Christmas tree. There's some street food there. But anyway, so this is the supermarket, like mall. There's more than just a supermarket. There's also a media market, like an electronic shop there. There's a flower shop here. There's a kiosk here. There's a shoe store there. See, here's fresh bread, fresh Christmas cookies. Yeah, we're just talking about. There's a sunrise shop. This is the one of the Swiss internet companies, telephone companies. Marino's is a makeup store, and then upstairs there is a Denner, which is also a smaller supermarket owned by Migros. By the way, this one is. This is where the people pay. There's lots of, now you see lots more self-checkout centers, which I never use because I don't get anything cheaper, and I do not get a salary from Migros, right? Anyway, so you get in here and you see the oranges, and see Tiefpreis, that means low price, which is $2.30. So let's call it $2.60 per kilo. Clementines, they're like tangerines, right? Without seeds. And well, there's all kinds of fruits and vegetables. But these are quite 80. Well, that's like $1 for a piece of grapefruit. I don't know if that's expensive or cheap. See, even we have kaki, we have dragon fruit here. We got papaya, Formosa, for $3.60 a kilo. $4 a kilo. $7.20 for a kaki. It's not cheap, of course not. $3.95 for the mango, but that's a piece, so that's let's call it $3.30 per piece. Not cheap. Of course, you have avocados, which is also right now very low, like 125. Bananas. I don't want to go through the whole story, right? But anyway, let's walk over there. There's some berries, $4.45 a kilo. Quite not cheap, but it's okay, right? Carrots, but I'm not gonna go through all. I just want to show you some of the important items, right? There's like these self-made Christmas cookies here, and of course you have the good stuff, that stuff that we hardly ever touch. Oh, this is good. This is a chestnut. This is 190 grams. This is like $5.50. I don't know if that's cheap. I think it's not cheap, but just keep in mind what the Swiss people are. Apparently, I read on the internet is like they're the wealthiest people in the world. The average savings they have on their bank accounts or however would be about 500,000, which is, of course, don't forget, some of the richest people in the world live in Switzerland. So you can't really, it doesn't really make any sense, right? I mean, that number does not make any sense. It doesn't tell you what people have or make. But yeah, when I talk about like salaries, let's say $10,000 that'd be for a couple, like regarded as a very low income. Then this would be very high, let's say in Germany or France. So in here you'd be very close to poverty. So that's the difference. When we lived in Spain, I remember that people were making 1,000 euros a month. Well, that's quite a few years. Maybe it's 1,500 now. But anyway, that would be regarded as, not even if you live on welfare, you would get that little money. Quite a difference, right? Some avocados. This is quite cheap. 4 pieces for $2. So that's for Switzerland. That's a good. That is the thing in Switzerland. When you go to the supermarkets, you have special offers all the time. They sell things that are going bad soon, for like sometimes half price, but also there are like these promotions, lots of promotions. That is something that I do not see in all the countries, or not so developed like here. So main storage in Switzerland would be bread. I mean, if you can say that. But let's say a bread like that will cost $4.90. Let's say that is $5.50. So that's, and you can eat. Of course, you have always have things to try, and it's good. Of course, Swiss bread is amazing. Maybe even the best in the world. That's possible. But it's not the cheapest in the world. Because nothing is the cheapest in the world in Switzerland. Except for some things. Alcohol is quite cheap. But they don't sell alcohol here. Anyway. Yeah, see, there's different kinds. Of course, there are different kinds of breads. They also have like breads for the toaster, and of course, that's not real bread. That's really bad for you. And there's also things that are very bad for you. These are ultra-processed vegetarian dishes, snacks, foods, which, you know, you see the prices. They're like $5-ish, around $5 for these, for let's say 2 schnitzels, or. But yeah, this is all ultra-processed and very bad for you. And yeah, also not that cheap. Lots of salmon, fresh salmon. Of course, they do pull people a lot with fresh stuff, and but it's very expensive. But of course, since let's go back to the income. Like, to make 10,000 a month is something very normal. Most people I know will make about 10,000 a month. Of course, there's people who make less, and there's people that make a lot more. So, but still, it will be, you know, if you make 10,000, you're not rich, but you're doing okay. But Swiss people, they do also spend a lot of things on things, you know, a lot of money on things. There's also the organic lye. Let's say these are 4 boiled eggs for $4, right? So that is not, it's not really cheap. Of course, these are like the more cheaper. No, they're actually also a free range, pasteurized. Yeah, let's say these are $6.95. What's that? $7.50 for 15 eggs. That is more. This is quite rather cheap, I would say, because here these are 12 or $7.15, which is, let's call it $8. Different kinds of Aussies. These are oat milk, cashew milk, rice milk, all super highly processed foods. There's chocolate drinks, coffee drinks, milk generally, pasteurized milks, and let's see, you have a small iced coffee. I don't know what's that, 3 deciliters. So it's like 60 cents, like 70 US, right? So not these things. Some things are not super expensive, right? Of course, then you have these. These are like the modern milks, the almond milks, the oat milks, the soya milks, where people still believe they're good for them. These are regular milk. Regular milk is $1.80. It's still pasteurized, so let's call that $2. Is that much? I don't know. It's quite much. When you think about, let's say, I keep on talking about Morocco. We just came from Morocco, and I made a supermarket tour there. I'll leave it in the end. And things are not really much cheaper there, but people make a lot less money, so that's quite a difference. Let's say this is butter. If you want to borrow butter, 300 grams, it will be $3.15. So let's call it $3.60 US or something. So not cheap, but not as expensive as you'd think. Go through everything here, right? These are mineral water prices. That's quite expensive. Is that possible? Oh no, this is like a bottle. This 6 bottles for $4.50. So I don't know what that makes. See, there's like a liter, no, a 1.5 liter for 65 cents, $85. And here's the cheap. See, there's always with this grain label. That's how they label the things that are more budget, they're cheaper. So they're all the food items. They have at least one item that is cheaper, or labeled as budget. See, this is the Rivella. This is the Swiss drink, the famous Swiss drink, and that's $2.55 for 1.5 liters. $3. It's not so cheap, right? I used to drink this, but of course I don't drink any carbonated drinks anymore. It's all over. And they have different kinds of Rivellas. Orangina at $2.35 for a bottle like that. And of course, also culprits, very bad food, Cinnamonnies. That's what they feed your children. Very bad. They call this breakfast cereal, but it has nothing to do with cereal. It has more to do with sugar. Of course, interesting is also the meat section. See, there's the green label. Those mean the budget. So this 500 gram, half a kilo of beef is $5.50, which is like, let's call it $6.50 or $7. It's always difficult to do the math, because that's more like the U.S. dollar that will fluctuate, right? This Swiss franc is pretty stable. But anyway, see, the regular meat will be, let's say, 9 or 5, and the budget one will be 55 cents, 5.55. So that's quite a difference, right? Anyway, so there's and as you can see here, this is like reduced price. So this is like 25% reduced. If you come later in the day, or let's say 5, 6, 7 o'clock, there will be lots of things will be 50% reduced. So that I can only recommend that you do a tour and buy some stuff and put it in the freezer, because it's the meat that's quite expensive. Yeah, it's like a kilo is like $11.50. Chicken is not so expensive actually, and fish is, because of course we don't have our own fish. But also see, there are reduced. This is like 50% reduced shrimp for, I don't know, this 331 gram for $7.55 instead of $15.05. So it's half price, right? Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I just want to show you some of the, let's say like meat, milk, cheese. These are the Swiss important things in Switzerland. But these are this is all organic, bio. It says organic. There are, see these ones? Of course, this is grated cheese. Is the budget price again at Migros. Anyway, so this is Appenzeller, for example, will be $6.20 for 236 grams. So let's go to $7.50. If you're watching from the U.S., please tell me if the prices there are higher. But depending in the U.S., of course, salaries have risen for some people, and some salaries have dropped for some people. In Switzerland, it's more stable. But anyway, I still choose not to live here, although I'm from here and I grew up here, but I couldn't really be part of the society. Then live in the countryside where people are sweet. Here it's more like it's more of a harsh tone, right? Anyway, so since we are talking about very Swiss things, we talk about chocolate, right? They have all the Christmas. This is for a kilo. It's like $19.50. It's called $23. Or here, and of course $23 of pure bliss. Or you have Santa, chocolate Santa. I don't know how much is that. It's $3.80, so $4.50 for this 100 grams of Santa chocolate. But anyway, of course, I'm not saying anything bad about Swiss chocolate, because see, this is all Christmas chocolate, $9.50 for 480 grams. Oh, it's 480 grams. This is also like a very famous Swiss chocolate brand, which is not that expensive. $9.50 for 480 grams. I don't know why it's 480 grams, why it's not 500 or 450 or 400 grams, but that is the way it is, right? Anyway, so more Swiss chocolate decorations. But those are, the good thing is that you decorate your stuff with it, and then you get to eat it, right? This is labeled with the budget. It's much cheaper. So let's say, well, this is just a regular chocolate will be 70. This is the 70 cent called a dollar or 90 cents or 95 cents for 70 cents, yeah, for just regular milk chocolate, right? So of course here's the Toblerone. This one will set you back for $8.95, $10, but of course $10 of pure bliss. Yeah, this is good. Anyway, so different kinds of chocolate. See, this is Frey, and of course they have the Noir Intense 91% chocolate, black chocolate, blah. But yeah, and this is, of course, this is very good. This is $2.60. Do you remember? The other one was $70, but this is Lind, which is superb. Yeah, this is $2.60. Just regular chocolates. You see the difference, right? Quite a difference. So I would not even go for that anymore. I mean, sometimes maybe, but, we're not here long enough, so we do eat at my wife's parents lots of their stuff. I mean, of course, we visit, maybe once a year, and then of course they'll buy stuff for us. We're all getting fat. See, this is also Lind Excellence, 90% cacao, cocoa beans, $3.50. That's like $4.20 or something. Right? Anyway, see, I'm surprised nobody says anything that I'm filming here. I mean, someone asked me, "Oh, you're working for the supermarket, or you're an influencer?" So, quite friendly. Although, yeah, friendly is not the word I would use to describe the Swiss. Anyway, so this is bio, organic basmati rice. This is a kilo, right? Or is it half a kilo? That's 1 kilo for $5.50. So, $6.50. Is that cheap? It's quite expensive, right? Of course, this is not only all organic. So this one, let's say this one here, is the budget again, the cheap one. So this is the same for $2.65. Let's say $3 for a rice. So that's still not cheap, but well, you let me know. You tell me like some of the prices that I'm showing you here, some of the articles, and let me know how much this would be in dollars where you're from. Quite a progressive system they have here, because you can bring your own bags or whatever, your tins or plastics or whatever, and then weighed here, and then they're not using their plastics, so that's a good thing, right? So let's say that this is about coffee beans or chocolates or whatever. These are nuts, different nuts. This is all organic. Of course, organic is always much more expensive than regular, even pasta. But yeah, this is a kilo of pasta for $4.50 for $5, or $5.40, $5.50. That's not cheap, right? It's organic, of course. It will be more expensive, and I just showed them the difference. I don't want to go too far, making too much of a long video. See, anyway, this is again the budget. This is like, let's say the regular, let's say $2.45 to $1.40. So that is quite a difference, right? So $2.95, but well, of course this will be very good, which is not organic. This is organic. $3.20, let's say, for the same. So you see, $1.65 to $4.50. I'm getting confused. Anyway, that's mine. Of course, what is also a big subject are the seed oils. Swiss government will still tell you that seed oils like canola or sunflower oils are good for you, or very bad for you. But I see, you get these. You come across this $4.50 for 4 cans of carrots and peas. $6. I don't know if that's, but those are like, these are cheap. If you buy them individually, it will be more expensive. So there's lots of that. See, lots of different like tinned foods. It's like they're still waiting for a war that never happens. Well, there might be a war soon, actually, but let's not talk about the warmongers from certain countries. And let's not talk about it all. Let's not be political at all. See, also this is the Asian section. So you have the soy sauce, which is quite expensive. This is like a liter for $11. So that is not Asian prices anymore. Well, they have ginger, sushi ginger for $5. Yeah, just for my subscribers from Asia. Well, this is organic soy sauce for $5 for half of this. So it's quite pricey. I mean, and the thing is, most things are this is like coconut milk, like a little one for $2.15, which is, I think, not very cheap. But also, there's a budget section for $1.85 for like that 3 deciliter thing. Not so bad. There are jams. There are lots of the organic. Well, organic. I don't know if you noticed. This is quite a thing in Switzerland, and especially like when they sell organic bread. I mean, who pays $5 for a bread? Right, bread you eat to have a full stomach. Anyway, this jam's the same. This is the regular one. This is very good quality, but not organic. For $2.75, $3. Like one of these jam glasses, most of them more or less. But if they're organic, they'll be more expensive. Like, this is honey. Well, I don't see any organic jam. See, it'll be like $1 more for a glass. That's also a smaller glass. Yeah. Anyway, full sections, ultra processed foods, sweet cereals, over sugared cereals. So people over sugar their kids before they send them to the brainwashery. That is just, of course, the sugar industry does not want to admit it. In Switzerland, they're not forced to make sugary products more expensive, which is a good thing. But of course, not for those who are falling for it. It's not that I don't eat any sugar, right? We try to not eat so much sugar, right? I mean, although the sugar is all right, it's also good. Interesting, the oils, the organic olive oils. So there's a bottle like that, half a liter, will set you back about $14, right? So there's lots of good olive oil, which is not cheap. It doesn't come cheap anywhere, not even where they are from. I saw, like in Moroccan supermarkets, Tunisian supermarkets, it's quite expensive. It's just the people earn a lot less money. But this is like sunflower oil for $3.75 a liter, $4. But of course, very bad for you. There's coconut fat, which is very good for you. But of course, everything that is good for you will have a price. So basically, they sell you the bad stuff for cheap. So it's quite a fascist way of running the world, you know. It's actually true. But like a large non-food section in most of those supermarkets. And yeah, well, I don't know how interesting. Let's say the Swiss pants, right? So like a small one like that will set you back $38. 50 francs. Well, $55. Maybe I'm not good at conversing. So yeah, so now you know the price for a good Swiss pants. Although they're all non-stick, which is bad for you too, but let's not talk about that. Interesting is the food sections, because that is what you compare more often than anything else. I mean, you can even get clothes here for, well, let's say that nice sweater is 50 francs. It's an ugly thing. Also the birthday cards and paper. Well, let's say here it's $10 for, no, that's $12 or $11, whatever, for regular paper. Of course, and again, you have the budget. So that might be the most interesting part about this video. Also, like Coop, the other big supermarket chain, they also have a cheaper whatever line of not each, but many of the products they sell, and it's called prix garanti, guaranteed price. Anyway, let's go to the checkout, and I just bought a few things. Just wanted to show you this. I don't want to overdo it. If you need alcohol, you come here. In most Migros, they have a dinner, and that where you can buy cheap alcohol, or you go to Coop, where you can buy alcohol. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to call this a video. Yeah. which is, let's say, the dinner. If you want to buy some food here and have a nice bottle of wine, you go upstairs and buy wine individually. Nowadays, there's one cashier there. There's all self-checkout, and then there will be one cashier there. These are all self-checkout registers. So that shows you the future of shopping. And nothing gets cheaper by using this. They just have less cost. So also, again, very, very asocial. But people want it actually goes quicker because they only open one cash register, right, or two maybe, and they basically blackmail people into using their self-checkout register, and people not thinking. That's generally like this, and then we're all walking into a futuristic system. Let's be nice and call it that way. Literature, but more of the trivial kind, not the kind that does something good to you, but entertain you maybe. Books they don't sell there. See, they still have the plastic screens that they got on during COVID times. Still, they think maybe it's coming back. Or maybe they realize it's better generally to avoid bacteria or viruses. It doesn't make a difference, but people felt safe. That is the most important thing, I think. Anyway, guys, I didn't show everything because it's getting long, right? And I got already like half an hour, almost half an hour. Of course, outside here you can buy fresh stuff. Let's say a millefeuille, which just came from Morocco, will get you back 230 Swiss francs, so like almost $3 for one millefeuille. So that's quite a difference. Well, of course, these cakes here, the little ones here, no, these are 35, 40 US dollars. The little ones here, 13.90. So very good, very tasty, good quality, but expensive. Because Switzerland is quite expensive, right? For us, when we visit, I know you guys say, why don't you stay there and work? And don't want that. Of course, if you have the chance, if you want to settle down, the best thing that could happen to you will probably be you get a job in Switzerland, make 10, 20 grand a month and live like a king.
And buy all these things.
And buy all these things, right? So we went to upstairs, which there's also a media, like an electronic store, and also a sports store. This is this is the same. That you buy furniture, but this is a grocery video, right? And here there's like electronic stores, and then there's the office world there. So this is all. This is the dinner, by the way. This is where you get the booze. I can show you, but just a little bit. But see, these are like smaller supermarkets, which they have everything. They have also meat and rice, but they do have the booze, the wine here. I see like a $6.45 for a bottle of red wine here, which is $7.50, but they're cheaper ones, believe me. Anyways, I'm not going to go on tour here. I'm going to make a tour here. I think I'm going to call this a video because I don't want to bore you. Although I must say it probably very, very interesting, right? Should be interesting to know. This guy does videos all around the world and telling you what things cost. So it could be theoretically, it's interesting. But anyway, I'm going to call this a video now, and I say bye-bye. Take good care and see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, one more thing. Since I'm calling this a video, this is a shout out to all the naysayers, right? Because they keep saying that in my own country I couldn't just film. This is the only country so far where I can go into a supermarket and film freely. I mean, just walking by by people working there, looking at me, they're not saying a thing. Of course, some people don't like to be filmed. That is an international thing that has nothing to do with it. But actually, Switzerland, yeah. Just wanted to mention that because it's not true. Not one issue, not one person said anything. I mean, some people staring, but not the people working there, because it's absolutely legal. Or tolerated, whatever. Wanted to mention that. Bye bye.